KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications. This is KHQA. It's your news now.
And this is Saturday, May the 10th, and you have entered Overtime, where we go the extra mile to bring you the Tri-State's most extensive weekend sports coverage. Lots of driving today for your friendly neighborhood sports team, but the highlight yield was high, and we've got a plethora of compelling storylines to address. We are now officially, of course, in spring closeout mode. We opened the postseason surge with district golf in Northeast Missouri on Monday. Today, it was the Show Me State's best sprinters, jumpers, and throwers who embarked on Step 1 to Reed Stadium and the Missouri Track and Field Championships. Let's take you to district action today. Class 2, District 2 in Brookfield. You're looking at Palmyra's Skylar Klein, the only high jumper in a good group to clear 6'2" here today. He tried for a school record at 6'6" and change, just couldn't get it done. Congratulations to Skylar. Palmyra finishing second as a team. You're looking at Zane Lockhart, UMKC signee for the triple jump, little injured today, and that opened the door for this fella, your reigning Tri-Rivers Conference track and field MVP. That guy, Lucas Howard, have yourself a day. Over 42 feet with this jump, good for the win in the triple. He also won the 300 hurdles, second in the 110 today. 3 events headed off to sectionals. How about the hurdles of the 110 variety? It's Van Windsor outpacing Mr. Howard for the win today. Van Windsor, awfully good state contender. You see him there. The 100 was fun as well. Middle of your screen, these are 2 big men. That is Palmyra's Ben Altoff and Zane Jacoby out of West Trent. Quarterback versus linebacker, and the linebacker wins it. Palmyra getting the win courtesy of Mr. Altoff today. 4x200 meter boys. This was fun as well. Down the stretch, your anchor run right here by Zach Lewis of Palmyra, and it's just enough to hold off Marceline and to hold off Highland as Zach Lewis gives the boys of Palmyra a 4x2 victory. They weren't done. On the girls' side of the ledger, one of the fastest girls here. A little disappointed for Miss Kelsey Martin today. She got out of the blocks wrong on the 100, but she made up for it running the anchor leg of the 4x2, leading the Palmyra girls right here to a victory, a 4x2 sweep for the Panthers on the day. Pick it up in the mile, the story of the day. The Monroe City Panthers. And this guy, Mr. Sawyer Powers, leading the way. He won the mile today, and Monroe City as a team takes the boys' title at Brookfield. Congratulations to them. Just ahead of their arch rivals from Palmyra. On the girls' side of things today, Father Tolton, your winner, over the host Brookfield Lady Bulldogs. Let's take a look at the scoreboard on the day, show you the rest of the track and field results. Maybe the best news of the day, Class 2 boys, District 2. It was Louisiana getting the job done, holding off a very talented Maplewood squad for second place. Mark Twain finishes third on the day. Van Far in a tie with Ellsbury for 12th with 9 points apiece. Let's talk individuals. The big star for the day for Louisiana, the only two-way champion in the event, Tristan Castilla, who got it done in both the high jump today, going over 6 feet, and his specialty jump, the triple jump. Tristan Castilla leading the way, but he wasn't the only Palmyra district champion. Congratulations as well to Brandon Holland, who won the shot put with a mighty throw of 44 feet on the day. We did have one non-Louisiana Bulldog winning a championship as well on the boys' side. Congratulations to Tyler Elledge, who has been red hot down the stretch, winning the hurdles title as well. Meanwhile today, Class 1, District 2, it was La Plata getting the victory today over North Shelby. The North Shelby Raiders, I should say, on the boys' side took team titles in the 4x4 and 4x8. The Knox County boys end up winning the 4x1. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, a lot of scores didn't get updated for whatever reason tonight, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention on the girls' side, a big congratulations to the fab freshman Madison McCabe of Knox County, who qualified for sectionals in 4 events, obviously a middle and long distance specialist, so congratulations to Madison. You'll see some highlights of her right here next week during sectionals. Well, let's move on now. On the high school baseball front, the Quincy Blue Devils opened this day with a shot at claiming a share of the crowded Western Big Six crown picture. The degree of difficulty, however, would be high, requiring Brigham John's crew to pull off the rare road sweep at Alleman. We take you to Moline. Game number 1. This one was all about the ace of staff, future Lindenwood Lion Andrew Eilers. Beautiful strikeout from him, and he would go the distance on this game. Was staked to a nice lead. His defense bailing him out as well as Eilers, showing you why he is the ace of staff. Beautiful finish for him as well. Quincy High School had an 8-3 lead at that point. Oh, Alleman trying to get back into this thing. They just couldn't, as Quincy High wins the first game, sets themselves up for a chance at that much-needed sweep with a victory. Quincy High School gets the job done in game number 1, winning big. Game number 2, let's show you highlights of that one now as well. Ben Miro to the plate right here. Going to hit the short chopper and give his team the early lead as he's going to beat out the throw to first. Infield single scores Andrew Eilers. It's 1-0, top of the first. More fun early in this game for the Blue Devils. Matt Tosick. Oh, he's going to come home to score on a badly thrown pass ball right here. 2-0 Blue Devils. We're not done yet. Hugie time. Andrew Hugenberg. Little ground out to short, scores a run. That plays Alex Million. At that point, Quincy High School led 3-0. Unfortunately for the Blue Devils, their hopes of that really rare comeback win and chance to take out Alleman, getting the sweep, didn't materialize today as they give up some runs late in this ball game and end up losing. Final count in that one was 8-5 in favor of Alleman. The Blue Devils get the split. They made a nice run at it, but a 3-way tie at the top of the conference at the end of the season. The Blue Devils fall out of it. Alleman gets a share of that win by virtue of that victory as well. They get a share of the title. Elsewhere on the docket today, what a day for West Prairie. Split against Princeville the first game, not overly memorable. The second game certainly was for Mr. Ethan Peterson. Have yourself a day, young man. 4 for 4 at the plate. 3 of those hits, home runs, 9 ribbies in all. That's like a good season for most people. Tell you what, Peterson has been on a bizarre hitting streak of late. 5 home runs in the last 24 hours, 6 for the week, 9 for the year. Pretty good season for that young man. Also on the docket today, West Central played 1 game against Camp Point Central. Austin Bays leading the way both on the hill with the complete game and at the plate, scoring 4 runs on 3 hits. Beardstown today doing the sweepage action of New Berlin. The Pretzels no match for Rick Dorr in game number 1, who had himself a complete game on the hill, goes 2 for 2 at the plate, also delivered 4 RBIs. In that game, John Kramer had a home run in game 1. He wasn't too shabby in game number 2 as well. 3 more ribbies on the day as the Tigers dispatched with New Berlin 5-9, or 9-5, I should say, was your final in that ball game. Good day for Brown County as well, sweeping Brussels. Brady Robinson played the hero in game number 1, going 2 for 3 at the plate. Nathan McDara got the win on the hill today. Also, Brady Long played the hero in game number 2. A lot of guys named Brady on that Brown County squad as they end up winning 9-3. Long goes 3 for 4 at the plate and had a couple of runs scored as well as a triple. Finally today, Peoria Heights ends up taking out Bushnell Prairie City. Final count in that one was 10-0. Let's take you to the Hannibal Tournament semifinals today. Quincy Notre Dame taking on the upset specialist. That would be the Payson Indians. Took out St. Dominic yesterday. Got off to a great start against QD in this one. The jump off right here, the sizzling bat of Tanner Stout, who starts things off with a double. Cody Hildebrand right here going to put the ball in play. Injure his ankle on this, would leave the ball game. However, Q&D with 2 errors, not 1 but 2 errors, trying to turn the double play here, allows the run to score in the person of Mr. Tanner Stout. It's 1-0 Indians. I'll tell you what, Payson would score more traditionally just a bit later. Scott Lance, good putting of the bat on the ball right here. Scores an RBI single. Payson Seymour jumped out to a 3-0 lead in this ball game, but Quincy Notre Dame would eventually awaken. In fact, they'd awaken in the next half frame. It would start with Adam Hudson going to do the deed right here with an RBI single to get his team on the board. Kind of a seeing eye single that just kind of slipped through shortstop, but they weren't done. Later in the frame, your 9-hitter is Tony Stella. He's got a runner at third, going to do what you need to do in that position. Put the ball into the air, put it deep, and allow the run to score. Q&D cuts back to within 3-2. Jordan Chappell, after that rough first inning, actually, he didn't throw badly. His defense kind of betrayed him. He settled in, so too did the defense. Nice strikeout for Mr. Chappell there, and then Jordan going to help his own cause here. The Southwest Baptist signee shows you why. He's got a great bat, gets the wrists around on this one. RBI single. Q&D ends up getting the victory to punch its ticket into the championship game. They would take on the winner of Hannibal Palmyra in a much anticipated battle. Third inning, Palmyra already up 1-0. Josh Holtz driving in Caleb Kaiser with a shot right here to deep center. Holtz in at third with a triple. Panthers up at this point 2-1. Logan Scholl's going to keep it going right here, going with the gapper right here to score Holden Hudson, who was your winner on the hill in this ballgame. 3-1 Palmyra at this point. The Panthers playing a little defense behind Mr. Hudson as well in this one. This short shot to deep center. How about Jordan Nutt fielding it And Brock Butler guns down the runner at the plate as well. Beautiful stuff right there. Textbook defense. Then Butler going to set the tone at the plate as well, kind of picking up the momentum that he engendered defensively, crushing this a two-run double to extend Palmyra's lead out to 6-2 at that point. But the big blast comes courtesy of the big fella, Seth Brown, and his bat of renown. Future Hannibal LaGrange Trojan getting it done right here with his second home run in as many days, a solo shot to right. All about Palmyra in this ballgame as they take out a good Hannibal team 8-2 to punch their ticket to a final that never did happen. Obviously, you know the weather tonight at 7 o'clock, not very good over there in Hannibal or anywhere else in Northeast Missouri. So that game may not happen. The two teams trying to schedule. Mark Lohman told me he didn't know if it would happen or not, but they're going to try to get that done, try to get a rematch done. It was a much anticipated game. Unfortunately, just didn't happen tonight. Let's talk some college baseball now tonight. Quincy University playing catch-up, trying to play out of the double elimination bracket and play their way in to tomorrow's GLVC championship game. They take out unbeaten Southern Indiana in game number 1. Storing that game, Mitchell Broughton with the game-winning double in that ball game, the RBI. In so doing, Mr. Broughton picks up his 213th career hit. That surpasses the all-time school record set by his manager and QU legend, Josh Raby. Game number 2 going on as we speak, and at last check, Quincy University with the lead in this game, 6-3. We'll get you an update a little later in the show and a closer standing on that one. Also on the day today, in regular season action, a split for Western Illinois, losing to South Dakota State 5-0 in the first game. Second game, though, the Leathernecks erupt. Zach Burling, the pride of Illini West, huge day at the plate today, 3 for 6. 2 RBIs to get that job done. Also, John Wood, it is a non-conference weekend for them. They picked up a doubleheader with Sinclair, the number 3 team in the nation. John Wood did not win either of those games. John Wood is going to need a lot of help tomorrow, depending on the Parkland game with Lincoln. I think they need Parkland to lose twice tomorrow to have a chance to make it to the postseason. We'd like to see that happen, but that will be a tall order. John Wood did get a home run in the loss in that second game from Aldair Adamus. Also on the docket today, Truman State softball keeps it alive in the D2 regional with a couple of upsets today, beating Bellarmine behind the pitching prowess of Kendra Hens. The pride of Palmyra went the distance today into extra innings, actually, struck out 9 in the offing. And then game number 2, Kendra Hens again with a great pitching effort, shutout today. She was backed up by her former Palmyra teammate, Jessica Van Nostrand, who had a solo home run in that one. Truman now will face top-seeded UMSL tomorrow in the championship game at 12. If UMSL wins once, it's over. If Truman State beats UMSL twice, they will advance to the Super Regional. So we'll keep you updated on that tomorrow. My man Will Wilson will have all the details. Softball news, not quite so good for Western Illinois as the Leathernecks season comes to a close in ugly fashion today. The Leathernecks finished their season 19-28. And 1 is how that all shakes down. And we're just getting started right here. We had a whale of a high school softball game in town today. Battle of Superpowers as West Hancock and Q&D go head-to-head. Those highlights straight ahead.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar, brought to you by Con Communications.
And welcome back to Overtime, everybody. By record and reputation, they are the two top softball teams in all of Western Illinois. Bad weather cost us our first scheduled head-to-head matchup between QD and West Hancock, but today we finally got our moment of diamond reckoning, and it proved well worth the wait. Let us take you to the highlights at the backyard. Shelby Kaler on the hill. Deal one up, young lady. She was awfully good, quelling much of that powerful QD lineup with strikeout after strikeout right here. She also was not too shabby as well with her defense. Miss Shelby Kaler can flat move. Great play right here to get the out at first base. Shelby would finish with 7 Ks on the day. QD with a runner at third. Peyton Oden going to step to the plate, bunting what we thought would be the go-ahead run in a scoreless game as Ariel Gengenbacher tries to come home. She is called out at the plate at that point. QD, though, would have another chance to atone. It would be Kristen Gengenbacher doing her thing. Hitting one to short. Peyton Oden, get on your hustle. The ball gets thrown away. She comes home to score, and QD would end up with a thrilling 1-0 victory over a very good West Hancock team that had only one loss on the season coming into this day. Well, I said coming into this day. Earlier in the day, West Hancock took on a very good Rockridge team. After struggling with her control early and giving up 2 runs, Allie DeWald would settle in here and end the threat at the top of the first. Bottom of the first, Titans get one back. Shelby Kaler doing Shelby Kaler things. RBI double right here to plate the very speedy Haley Hamill. Applause all around. DeWald cruised for the next 5 innings, shutting down Rockridge from that point forward. However, the Titans tried twice to rally in this game offensively, both in the 5th and the 6th. And to Rockridge's credit, 2 incredible double plays. This one, the rare 9-3 double play. This one, the rare 6-3 double play. Killed the momentum. West Hancock loses 2 games in 1 day. That's more losses than they had all season, but to 2 very good opponents. On the scoreboard today, wow, Quincy Notre Dame, 1 more game today at that cluster, and they took apart Biggsville West Central in that game. 12-1 your final. Ashley Wensing. Boy, she's been really, really good this season. We talk a lot about QD's offense. Let's give Ashley Wensing some love. 2-hitter in that game today as she gets the victory. Tough day for Quincy High School as Rock Island Alleman came to the Gem City looking to close out the Western Big Six Conference title. They would do exactly that and do it with an exclamation point, beating Quincy High 24-0 and 15-2 on the day. Some soccer today. Quincy Notre Dame tournament taking on Columbia Battle in game number 1, and this was an absolute blowout. Mackenzie Foley dribbled through everyone and just do it, girl. What a wonderful shot with her right there with the right footer. She had 2 goals on this day. How about big sister Cassidy? She's not too shabby either, breaking free on the goal, punching one home. She had 2 goals on this game. How about Tony Douglas? Someone else with 2 goals on this day. Tony Douglas about to punch home the punctuation on these highlights as it was all QD all the time in this game, letting Columbia Battle have it and have it big in this one. Final count 8-0 in favor of the Lady Raiders, who end up winning their own tournament. Because later in the day, they'd beat a very good U-High team pretty emphatically in this game. And again, it was all Foley sisters all the time. The freshman Mackenzie, 2 goals and assist. Big sister Cassidy, 1 goal and 2 assists. Nice symmetry there, as it would be QD getting the victory. And Burlington Notre Dame, they played the early 9 o'clock game today against Keokuk because it was prom. Keokuk gave them a rather rude wake-up call on the day. Final count in this one in favor of the Chiefs, 2-0 is how that one would end up. Well, thanks to an avalanche of news and feature stories yesterday, we didn't get a fair chance to play the proper amount of tribute to one of the Tri-State's best basketball long-range marksmen. So tonight we make amends to Macomb's dynamic Blake Louderman, who signed his letter of intent yesterday to continue on at Blackhawk.
I felt comfortable being there and around all the people. The coach knew me well and he knew how I played. I figured that if he knew me well enough, he'd figure out how I fit in with the team and everything. The more competitive you get, the harder it gets. So we played some pretty competitive teams throughout the year, and I'm looking forward to the competition in college because you get better and better with harder competition. I need to get my ball handling down so I can, because I'm not big enough for a 3 or 4 in college level, so I got to get my ball handling down and shoot off the dribble a little bit more and work on passing again. I'm looking forward to playing with the new guys and seeing what they're capable of. I mean, I know some of them, but not all of them. And I heard that Gio Butler is a freak athlete, so I'm going to be tossing him some lobs. And then I'm going to miss all the teachers here. I really like my teachers. They're all great, and they taught me a lot of things.
And if you missed the news yesterday, Blake's outstanding teammate DJ Williams, he's staying a little closer to home. He's going to John Wood. We'll have more overtime for you coming up after this. Yes, it is. Kill the nominees page. None. Well, believe it or not, good people, we are down to our second to last con communication connection for the school year, and this one was awfully special. This is Shelby Kaler from earlier this week against Rushville Industry. I've seen a lot of softball home runs. I'm not sure I've ever seen one hit quite this hard, at least since, the great Erica Martinez up at Fort Madison. Wow, just an absolute rocket shot for Shelby Kaler. Part of a very, very big day for that young lady who went 3 for 3 at the plate, 2 triples, and this home run. Shelby Kaler is just an amazing, amazing hitter, one of the best we've seen in the Tri-States in a long time, and she is your 4th out of 6 nominees for the final con communication of the school year. Our congratulations to Miss Shelby Kaler. Time for Seeds of Greatness now. The highlight now on junior high school track. And we want to send out a little special word tonight to the Unity Junior High Schoolers who won their sectional today and qualified for next weekend's competition in East Peoria. Leading the way, Katie Connery, who ended up with a win today in the 400 meter, and she was also part of winning teams in the 4x2 and 4x4. And Megan Adams, wow, middle distance, long distance, short distance, she did it all, qualified in 4 events, helping her team to that victory. Also need to shout out to Carly Parrish, Sierra Miller, and Erica Cram, who were part of those relay teams as well. Congratulations, girls, you did good, and best of luck to you next week as you head off to East Peoria. We might even try to sneak some highlights next week if we can make that happen for you, although it's going to be a pretty busy week. Congratulations to you again, your Burris Hybrid Seeds of Greatness, accenting the great young people, the next generation of superstars in our area. We've got more overtime straight ahead. Now, let's do nothing in this block and just come back to me. Okay. As promised now, your Quincy University update. You gotta love the magic of Twitter. Right now, Quincy University just put up a 5 spot in the 7th inning. They currently lead USI. Remember, USI unbeaten in this tournament coming into today. The Hawks look like they may beat them twice. They're up 11-3 right now, which means if that win goes to fruition tomorrow, it will be the Quincy University Hawks playing for the ship. Will Wilson will have your complete update of that, all of your local Diamond scores on the college docket, including an update on Truman State and an appreciation of the underappreciated sport of floor hockey coming up right here tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Been a really busy, great week, everybody, but we are just getting started on the postseason fun. The spring postseason roars into full effect coming up next Saturday. We'll have it all for you right here. Until then, have yourselves a great weekend. And to all the mothers and grandmothers out there, thanks for all you do. Happy Mother's Day. Have a great and relaxed day. You all deserve it. And enjoy the wrestling.